Today is Saturday, 19 August 2023. I am interviewing David C. O'Neill at the home of Eddie Geringer, 313 East Main Street, Kutztown, Pennsylvania. The interviewers are Jody Reidenhour and Kathy Kelly, volunteering with the Kutztown Community Veterans Heritage Project. Also present is Eddie Geringer. All right, good morning, David.
Good morning.
Please state your full name,
Dave O'Neill,
your date of birth,
10/18/1945,
and the city and state in which you reside.
Kutztown, Pennsylvania.
Okay, thank you. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself growing up?
I grew up in Kutztown, greatest place on the face of the earth. I don't know how much more you want to know.
What do you have brothers and sisters?
Stepbrothers and sisters, yeah.
Stepbrothers and sisters. And you graduated from high school?
Kutztown, yeah.
And what year did you graduate?
1963.
1963, okay. And then when you graduated, is that when you joined the service? Were you drafted?
I volunteered, yeah.
You volunteered. And what branch of service did you volunteer for?
Marine Corps.
United States Marine Corps. Okay. And of course, during which war or era did you serve?
Vietnam era.
Vietnam. What was the highest rank that you held?
Corporal.
Corporal. And in what general location did you serve?
Well, it all started at Paris Island. Went from there to Camp Geiger, Infantry Training Regiment. From there we went to Hawaii. After Hawaii, I wound up in Okinawa, and Okinawa to Vietnam.
Okay. So you said you volunteered and you were living here in Kutztown at the time.
Yes.
Did you join right out of high school?
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you join?
Thing to do.
It was the thing to
My
do.
country.
It really was, wasn't it, at
Yeah.
that time? Yeah. A lot of people. And why did you pick the Marine Corps?
The fighting part of it, I think.
The fighting part of it.
Yeah, I just wanted to kick ass.
That's it. And take names later, right?
Yeah.
Kick ass and take names later. Okay. So when you joined, you said you went to Paris Island.
Right.
So can you tell us a little bit about your first days at Paris Island?
Got off the bus and I said to myself, boy, did I make a mistake. It was pretty rough, just like all the guys there.
Yeah.
Another world.
In what way?
Well, guys yelling at you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Do this, do that, hurry up and wait.
all those fun things. So I mean, but you felt good being there because you volunteered, but it was something, you were doing things that you had never dreamt you would ever do.
After it was over.
So tell us a little bit more about your boot camp. You're Paris Island. You're with people that you never thought you would have ever met probably before, eating food that you
Yeah.
and doing things.
Yeah, everybody kept saying, is it over yet? Is it over yet? But, graduation day, you feel pretty darn proud.
You were proud.
Everybody
Yeah.
had tears in their eyes,
Yeah. Any fond memories of drill instructors?
Where do you want me to start?
Whatever you want to say. It's your story.
I've seen some pretty bad stuff that
Yeah.
you can't do nowadays, like
Yeah.
hit guys, and everybody's getting screamed at 24 hours a day, like I said.
Yeah.
But I seen stupid things like guys come in and on night watch and get caught eating a cake in the sergeant's little mess thing they had, and make him come out the next day and eat the whole thing in front of everybody. You got at Christmas time, if you got a card from your girlfriend and it had perfume on it, he'd make you get on your hands and knees and come up and bark for it, sit up for the letter and stick it in your mouth and make you crawl back and stuff like that.
Yeah. So how did you get through it? You just did what you were told?
All of a sudden it was over,
Yeah. And you blinked and you were over. So from there you went to Camp Geiger, you said.
Camp Geiger, yeah.
And where is that?
I think it's in South Carolina too.
In South
I
Carolina.
think it is. I might be wrong about that. It
Okay.
might be,
And so what happened at Camp Geiger?
it's just infantry training, right?
It was infantry training.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that was your next set of training after your boot camp. And when you arrived at Camp Geiger, what did you think? What did you think you were going to learn? What did you think that?
Well, they make you do things like they'll send you to a POW camp. Not a nice place to visit.
No.
And they'll make you do things you don't want to do. They put you in hot boxes, tie you to a pole, and make you tell them everything you want to. They wanted to know in 2 seconds. In other words, it's a torture chamber, and see how long it would take you to spill the beans and
To crack.
stuff like that.
So they wanted to prepare you so
Oh, yeah,
that
they
in
were
the event
preparing
that
me all right.
for Vietnam, if
Yeah.
you would have been captured, they wanted. Okay. So from there you went to Hawaii.
Yeah,
Okay. And what happened in Hawaii?
not a whole lot really.
You
to
just
be honest
waited.
with you. Yeah, I just
Do you remember where in Hawaii? Were you in Oahu?
Oahu.
Okay.
At Camp. Kaneohe Bay.
Okay. All right. And so you were just waiting for transport to Vietnam? Is that, or
Well,
you went to Okinawa
We
then?
went to Okinawa next. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you were in Hawaii about how long?
About 3 months, I think. it
About
was,
3
yeah.
months. No training, or they did? No,
true,
you just.
staying in shape, going to the
Okay.
rifle range, and
Okay.
running, and et cetera, et cetera.
All right. So then, how did you transport to Okinawa? By ship or by
By ship.
by
yeah.
ship? Okay. Do you
I
remember the
wasn't
name of the
aboard
ship?
No, I don't. It was
Okay.
an LSD. That's all I know. LSD hit the
Right.
water.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never got sick on a ship. You'll get sick on that thing.
That wasn't the ride you wanted. Okay. So you get to Okinawa. What's going on in Okinawa?
Just preparing us for Vietnam. That's when Vietnam really started hitting the news, you know. And
So this was what time frame? What time frame would you have been in Okinawa?
in
'Cause
64.
So you
the
were
end of
now in
64.
64. End of 64.
Yeah. Right around
Okay.
64. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so that would have, yeah, definitely. How long were you in Okinawa?
About a month and a half.
About a month
when
and a
we got
half.
to where we were going to Vietnam.
Okay, all right.
So anyway, I wasn't going to Vietnam because I had a medical issue with my ears. I had tinnitus. So my company left, and I'm back on Vietnam. I'm back on Okinawa. I don't have to go. I'm not bragging about this, by the way. I didn't have to go. But about a month and a half later, I said to my CEO, I said, I want to go to Vietnam. Not too smart. But anyway, he said, well, you're going to have to sign a release from the Marine Corps, releasing you of all your medical crap, you know. So anyway, I signed it, wound up in another boat, headed to Vietnam, wound up at Da Nang. Got in a row of 300 guys standing there getting orders to where they're going to wind up next. Called my name. It was, excuse me, O'Neill, you're going to Hill 69. So after it was all over, a guy asked me where I was going. I told him to Hill 69. He said, oh man, they lost a company of guys out there last week. I went, oh geez.
Wow.
So later the guy got on the mic and he said, some of you guys were over here before and I know you want to get back to your old company. So I pulled on my hat and I said, O'Neill, 3rd Marines. Anyway, I wound up back at my old company.
Wow.
And lucky.
Not Hill 69 then.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I missed 69.
wow.
But you could be standing anywhere in Vietnam.
Yeah.
You get whacked, you hung out of it.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so you ended up in Vietnam, and then beginning of 65 it would be?
Yeah.
It would have been, and you were with your company, which was
Right.
3rd Marines?
3rd Marine, yeah.
Okay. And okay, so then where were they assigned? Where were you assigned?
We were at Chu Lai.
Okay. In July. And what was your day like? What was your
We worked
you work
and worked and worked, loading 6x trucks all day. Then at night you got on guard duty, 3 hours on, 3 hours off. I used to go out with this guy every night, and you have to watch what you're doing when you're sitting in the hole because you don't want to fall asleep, but you're so tired. It's
Right.
hard. And a couple times I kicked the chair, and you got to watch what you're doing because the guy will turn around and shoot
Yeah,
you.
right.
Because anyway, that was the day, work and guard duty at night, every night.
Okay. So how long was was the unit doing that? How long were you doing that?
All the time I was there.
Okay. So you were there how long?
I was there for 7 months.
7 months. Okay. And that's considered one tour, correct? Yeah. Okay.
Well, my time overseas was up.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
We eventually moved up to Fubai from Chulai.
Okay.
And the first sergeant came up to me one day and he said, your rotation date is up and you can go back to the States if you want. I said, okay. He said, we can go back today or you can go back tomorrow. If you fly back today on a C-130 back to Da Nang, you got to fly back with 150 body bags on the plane. So that was an experience.
Wow. So you flew back?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That had to be tough.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. So, did you have casualties in your unit?
Yeah, we had a guy one night was on guard duty smoking a cigarette and got shot, got hit right in the throat and was killed instantly. And
a sniper shot?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
The other instance, we were in a fuel problem up near Da Nang. It's called Double Eagle second phase, and nobody got shot during the whole thing, the whole week. Nobody got hit, nothing, until the last day. Eddie was talking about it this morning when the Hueys come in. 4 Hueys came in, and somebody took a shot at them from out in the bush, and they're circling around and level off, and it was cool to see, rockets come out of those things. But anyway, last night, I was in a tent and was sleeping in a sleeping bag on the ground, and we got hit. About a dozen VC came across a rice paddy, and anyway, 81 mortars set up on the bank, and one of the corporals got shot from 81 mortars. Got shot so bad that they wouldn't let us look at him.
Wow.
He had 2 days to rotate back to the States, had 2 kids, and, well, he had to be there. The next day, the Arvin troops went out in the rice paddy and drove these guys out and hung them on poles and drug them through the village and put signs on them, if you mess with us, this is going to happen to you. And if you think a crease from a bullet won't do anything to you, well, these guys had hundreds of creases on them from bullets just hit at the VC I'm talking about.
Yeah.
One guy had his legs blown off, his testicles, half his stomach was hanging out. The other guy had half his head shot off, his brain hanging out, dangling on the. Yeah, it was a sight to see.
Wow. Not something you're ever going to forget, is it?
Hardly.
No matter how hard you try. Wow. Okay, so you left then.
That night, by the way.
That night.
One more thing. That night, by the way, one guy came running into me and said, "Hey, O'Neill, we need more ammo." And I lifted the tent flap up, and when I did, every other round you see is a tracer. And all I seen was from here to maybe the stand there, all these tracers. If I had stuck my head out a little bit more, I'd have had my head taken off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Was anybody captured in your unit that you're aware of? No? Okay. So you come back to the States, or you go to Da Nang.
The best, we were talking about it this morning, the best thing that happened to me in Vietnam was seeing a Bob Hope show.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow. So who was performing with him?
Oh,
because that was a USO.
Joey Heatherton.
Oh, Joey Heatherton.
I can't forget Joey Heatherton. Anne Margaret was there.
Anne Margaret. Oh, wow.
I forget a couple of comedians,
Wow. Where was the show?
At Chulai.
Okay, Chulai. Okay. Wow. I bet that was something.
Yeah, it was at Christmas time too, and there wasn't a dry eye in the place.
Aw. Oh, that's really cool. Any other things that you remember that you want to share, or any other memories? Any friends that did you have become friends with anybody there? I know that's
one of the
did
guys.
you?
I forget his name. It's been so long.
Yeah, yeah. I know it's hard to stay in touch after those things. So you flew to Da Nang and then flew back to the States?
What do you mean? Oh,
When-
yeah.
when
oh,
you-
yeah,
when you
yeah,
left.
Yes, yes, yes.
Did you go to Hawaii on the way back or
No,
Okinawa? You just
no,
flew
went
straight
straight back.
back on a C-130?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So were you awarded any citations, any
No.
medals? Just well, you got, I know for Vietnam
Ribbon,
you
yeah.
did, etc. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else. So while you were over there, you were single,
Yeah.
yes? Did you stay in touch with your family at all? And
Yeah.
they wrote and you wrote them? Okay. Yeah, they have a lot of different questions here that are kind of, they ask about even the food over there, supplies.
We were talking about that this morning too. All
Yeah.
I ate when I was there, and this is the truth, all I ate was sea ration.
Yeah,
And I couldn't hack the food that
yeah,
they were making.
yeah. I like sea rations.
Yeah,
I
so
had
do I.
those too. Those were one of my favorites. Better than the MREs, let me tell you. So, what about supplies? You guys, I mean, as far as what you needed over there, did you pretty much have what you needed?
We were talking about that this morning too. The month and a half I spent on Okinawa, I was working at supply.
Ah,
So we didn't have any boots, we didn't have anything, nothing. So I told the CO one day, I said, I can get all that stuff for you. He said, what do you mean? I said, I used to work in supply, I know all them guys. So he slapped me on a C-130, flew me back to Okinawa, got a plane full of stuff, flew back. I was a
Wow.
hero for a while.
well, I was going to say that's significant. I tell you, supply and food service are the two that you gotta love, because they can keep you going for a long time. There's no doubt about it. So wow, well that's pretty cool that you were able to
Yeah,
do
we
that.
got a 6x of stuff with me lining to chew on.
That you establish those relationships and everything. Wow. All right. So, just trying to see if there's any. Did you by chance keep a journal? Did you write down things? Yeah, a lot of. I think more people did it in World War II. Some people did, for Vietnam. Okay, so you come back. Where to the States did you come back to when you flew back?
Well, they gave you a choice of 2 duty stations,
Okay.
New Jersey or Philadelphia.
Okay.
So I asked for New Jersey because you're never going to get what you asked for. So they sent me to Philly, which was cool.
Which is really where you wanted
Yeah.
to go, huh? Where in Philly?
Down at the Navy Yard.
The Navy Yard there.
Yeah.
Okay. How long were you there? What did you do?
I was there for the rest of my tour. I was at Philly then.
Okay. So how long were you in then when you returned? How much longer did you serve?
Oh, geez. I don't even remember. Yeah, it was a while, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did your time in service end?
December 5th, 1967.
You do remember that day.
Yeah, it was 4 years and then 2 years in
Okay.
reserve.
Okay, then you were in the Marine Reserves.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you active in the
No,
Marine
no,
Reserves?
just
Okay.
Anytime they call,
Okay.
you got to go.
Right. Okay. And then, so then when you came back to New Jersey, to Philly, to the Navy Yard, what was it like coming back to the States? When the C-130 that brought you back, where did that land in Philly?
I think it did. I don't remember how. I don't remember.
Or did it go in at McGuire?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking, McGuire, and then, yeah, and you were still on that aircraft with the 150 body bag. No, not by then.
They were taken off at Da Nang.
Okay, so that was
Yeah.
okay. So that went to
How they
Da Nang.
got back to the States, I don't know.
Okay, all right. That's what I was wondering. They usually go into D.C., I think, into to that area. All right. So when you got out of the service on December 5th, 1967, you said, what did you do?
I started working for Atlas Minerals for a while.
Okay, so you came back to Kutztown
Yeah.
and started working for Atlas Minerals. Okay. My grandmother was a secretary there,
Oh, yeah?
I think, at one point in her career. So, yeah. What did you do at Atlas?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh,
We were making panels for houses. That's all I did
okay.
there.
All
I
right.
just had to get a job when
Right.
I got home.
Right.
Not what I wanted to do, but
Yeah. Um,